Record on this computer. Boom.
All right, fantastic. Well, hey, everybody, welcome. This is Matt Welsh here. Excited to lead the Power Introductory call for our team, TopSocialpreneur. So if you're here right now, at any point in history, you'll be able to refer to this as literally the start of the foundation of this team. Now, this is a team within Power PBC that I had started with my mentor, Charles Thompson, who I will introduce to you in a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to go over some basic, really important steps. You know, whether you're just getting started or you've already, enrolled as Power Advisor, this is important for you to, these are important steps to take before you do anything. All right, so moving forward. All right, the next slide I wanted to speak on real quick is TopSocialpreneur. Now, one of my favorite definitions of this is socialpreneur. Is a word for a socialpreneur is one who creates a business to remedy some of society's problems while still making a profit. And it is a socially conscious individual who generates social value from his or her efforts. So I just want you to know that by being on this team and being a part of this mission with me and Charles, this is the culture that we're creating. This is what that means. So, if someone asks you, what do you do? Oh, I'm a social entrepreneur. We're going for the top here. We're going for the highest level of how to do this business in this business model and the highest level culture to create the most results and the most impact. So I just wanted to give you kind of a peek into where I came up with this brand. This is the logo for it, at least to start, And of course, there is a Facebook fan page that I've put at the bottom here. So you just go to facebook.com/TopSocialpreneur. I'll invite you guys to like that page, but go ahead and like that page just to stay in touch with all the updates. I'm going to keep everyone updated through this fan page as it grows over time. All right, moving on. This here is a photo from Power's national event in Dallas that just happened. Now, I'm here on stage with the management team of Power, and this is important to note because you guys are not just working with Charles, who is one of the best executive advisors in this business, but you're also working with me, who happens to be, contracted on a corporate level with Power. So I'm actually the company's social media specialist. I manage the Facebook fan page, Twitter, Instagram, everything, you name it. I also manage Jonathan Budd's fan page of almost 100,000 followers, Jim Bunch's page of about almost 150,000 followers, and Bobby Smith is getting there. He just started. He's not the most tech-savvy dude, but he's got about a couple hundred followers, and we're getting started with him. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm plugged into the highest level of leadership in this company. This conversation is happening every day in my life. And I intend to pass on every bit of the wisdom and knowledge and passion that I receive onto you guys. So that's a little added benefit of working with me. And moving forward, I created this graphic for our Power Pioneers group, which is our secret Facebook group. Very important that you guys connect in that group, because it's kind of the pulse of the company, where we post a lot of awards and recognitions and updates and events that are happening. So definitely go ahead and request to join that group. And definitely take note of this information here. Any questions you have regarding your business, just go to support.power.com. We keep that up to date all the time. A lot of frequently asked questions. The answers are found there. Also, all of the events are listed at powercalendar.com, which the social media guy also has the pleasure of managing. So I also manage this website in addition to doing the social media. So all the events for the company are going to be on the site. So if you're ever wondering, okay, what can I do today, right now, to build my business, to learn how to do my business better, there's almost always an event happening that day, if not 1, 2, 3, maybe even 5 events there's been at a time. Okay. Secondly, you want to get connected to all of these social media accounts for this company. It's very important. And what this is going to do is that if you don't have one of these accounts for yourself, this is going to encourage you to create that for yourself. So if you're not on Facebook, go ahead and start up a Facebook, like our fan page, get involved in the Secret Pioneers group. If you don't have a YouTube account, create a Gmail account and you'll have a YouTube. Instagram, same thing. Twitter, same thing. You want to have these social media accounts locked in. Even if you're not posting content on the regular yet, we will work towards getting you to do that. It's not as important in building your business from the start, so we'll get to it. It's kind of like an added bonus, but the key distinction here is that you can be found. You want to be on the map. You want someone to put your name in, Bill Bells on Instagram and Twitter, and for you to come up so they can follow you or see what's going on, and get connected. So very important that we get connected. And moving forward, this is a free app that's very important. You guys download this to your phones. Hopefully you have smartphones. If not, there is a web platform for this, but this is really the easiest way for us to communicate day to day. Regarding the business, it's very fast. It's called Voxer, and it's kind of like a walkie-talkie. You click the button, you get to speak, bam, it sends right away. So I will be keeping a lot of more company information, strictly on this thread. So download that, connect with me, and then I'll put you in the Top Socialpreneur team thread. And then every day I can kind of just keep us all on track, with here's what's happening today, here's what we need to focus on, who's hitting their goals, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a free app, so I totally encourage you to download this. It's, there's no text here, but another thing I want to add is that, if you're in this business, you're in the industry of networking, and it's a skill, it's an expertise that, we will get better at over time. With that said, acquiring the phone number for Richard Branson or Jonathan Budd or Charles Thompson or me or anyone, any high-level contact is a gift and an asset. You don't want to take it for granted. And Voxer is a great way that you can connect with people like that without getting, having to send them a text message or getting involved in their personal life. Because while we're going to do a lot of personal development work together, and that's what happens naturally in this business, we want to keep Voxer, specifically for the business stuff. And then anything personal, we can take it outside to a phone call or a text, but we try to keep that to a minimum by using Voxer. All right. Moving forward. Yes. Okay. So that's kind of the basic groundwork. How do you get connected? Now that you're a power advisor, we covered all that stuff. Now I'd like to cover the most important events that are happening as a follow-up to the Dallas National Convention. Right. So this is extremely time sensitive. If you're seeing this video months from now, you've just gotten started, you're on our team. This might not apply to you. So I'm just going to run through it real quick. Okay, so right now we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to not only have a business in a box with power for $500 one time, but for at least $500 one time, you can own stock in this company. You can say, I'm a shareholder, I'm an owner of Power PBC, Public Benefit Corporation. All right, that's not going to happen maybe ever again. So if you have the resources or a way that you can get the resource, I highly encourage that you look into investing in this company, not only to help the whole mission move forward as a whole, but, for your future as this does grow and most likely go public. All right. So you can see up at the top, wefunder.com/power, or you can just go to wefunder.com and you'll see that we've already made the front page because we've broken almost every record in the book. So pretty stoked about that. Excited to announce it. And one of the last announcements we had at our Dallas event was our next and first ever regional event. All right. So it happens to be in Orlando, which is my backyard. So I got Bill Bells on the call. He already knows that we're going to be building for this and ready to knock this out of the park. But if you can be there, if you can start building for this, just go to activateorlando.eventbrite.com. And Jonathan's going to be, Jim Bunch, and the whole corporate team is going to be flying out for this. So it's kind of like a huge national event that happens once a year, but in a certain city for a certain city. So very exciting. This is just the start of big things. And last but not least, the next announcement we had in Dallas was a contest. So again, very time sensitive, but this contest ends in about 3 days. All right. So this is pretty cool. All right. For every advisor that you enroll, you earn $100. All right. And once they get started and we help them enroll at least one advisor, you get $100, right? So if you want to take advantage of this opportunity, connect with me and Charles after this call, and let's see if we can get you at least one advisor enrolled in the next 3 days. Why not, right? All right, guys. So I'm almost done blowing through these announcements. Last but not least, just from my experience being in the game, the only reason I got this job is because I have connected with Jonathan and most of these guys personally on Facebook, on their fan pages from the beginning. Jonathan posted the job offer on his personal Facebook for this job. That's how I found out about it, So it's very important, like, that you follow, it's to come back to source, right? Well, what is the source of the information, the business, the knowledge? Where is it all coming from? Where is it stemming from? It stems from the founder and the co-founder and the higher level management team. So the best thing we can do is be connected with them. Okay. So I put here Bobby Smith. He is the vice president of Power. You definitely want to like his fan page and you want to add him on Facebook. Next, you want to check out Jim Bunch. He's the president and co-founder of Power. So go ahead and like his fan page, add him on Facebook. If he's not maxed out, you'll just have to follow his personal profile. Jonathan also is the CEO and the founder of the company. His personal profile is it's well over maxed out, but you can at least follow his post on his personal Facebook and definitely like his Facebook fan page. All right, and without further ado, I'm super excited to introduce you guys to Executive Advisor and Solar Maven Charles Thompson. As you can see here, there's a picture of us in my home in New Jersey because he was on tour, went out of his way to come build for an event that I had just in my backyard a couple months ago, and it was just an incredible experience. And Joanne was there if she's on this call. Again, connect with Charles on Facebook. Make him one of your closer friends. See his post first, but he's just been a tremendous upline support. And, while it's not necessary to be an expert, to be a solar professional with this business, Charles actually has the background and that expertise, which is a huge help, for any of those wild questions that come out of nowhere sometimes. But all of that aside, he's just an incredible friend and mentor and teacher. And I know that he's 110% all in, committed to this business and committed to anyone that goes all in with him. So without further ado, I'd love to bring Charles on the line because he has some really exciting strategy that has never been rolled out that he's going to share with us right now.
Excellent. Thank you, Matt. And it's an honor working with you, my friend. It was great being able to get that personal time with you in New Jersey and recently in the convention in Dallas was just a life-changing event. So thank you for all you do, and thank you for the opportunity to get a chance to share with each of your group. This is just the beginning of some really, really cool stuff. I remember when I first started in the business and I was very, very part-time. It was an hour here, an hour there. And this technology wasn't even made available to me at that time. Zoom. What was Zoom? I only got introduced to Zoom about 6 months ago. And man, you want to talk about a life-changing platform to do this kind of stuff. Prior to that, we were doing freeconferencecall.com, and that had what you could see me, but I couldn't see them. And this is just phenomenal. It's a great platform to be able to do what we do. Matt mentioned that, this is about goals. It's about setting yourself in momentum. And I've put something together in collaboration with about right now 60 to 70 other people. And we're going to be unveiling a version of this soon to the whole company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the screen for a minute. I think I can do that. Let me make sure. Yes, I'm going to stop your screen there, Matt. And I'm going to grab what we call a calculator. Make sure that I see that on my screen. And then I'm going to talk to you about what is going to be brand new to the company. Right now, that file apparently is not open, so I'm going to open it. And here we go. I should be able to share it now. All right. Come on, baby. Show up there somewhere. I got too many files open on my computer.
Oh yeah.
Who, who in here, and you're not on the, can't see faces, but has seen the 5x5 calculator? William, have you seen that before?
I believe not, no.
Okay, then I need to pull that up. If y'all haven't seen that, I need to be able to pull that up. So give me a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and do that before I show you the other thing that I want to share. Okay, 5x5 calculator is an amazing tool for each of you to be able to use. And I didn't have it open, but I'm going to open it right now. Here we go. All right. So let's start the conversation a little differently than what I was going to do. And I'm going to pull up what's called our revenue calculators. A couple versions of this floating out in the internet. And it's a real simple conversation. So when we get started in the business, we want to bring other people in and share. We share videos, we share solar, and we never pitch. And what's great about what we can do here is once we've shared the video and we've had our conversation, and we can get into coaching on that with what's called the Power 24. You want to definitely participate in those. Then you sit down and have either a shared screen, or if you're in person with somebody, you want to make a mutual commitment to each other. I'm going to commit to helping you do 10 things. On page 18 of the Power Playbook, there are 10 things there that I'm going to do as your sponsor to help you. And then in exchange, what I'm going to ask you to do is to help me, because none of us make any money when you bring someone into business. They spend $499 to build their business in a box. We don't make a penny there. We only make money when we help you see success. I want to see you be profitable quickly. You have 90 days to achieve what they call certified acquisition bonus. That's a $150 bonus that's paid out to you. You're now a certified advisor. You get some additional benefits. You have 90 days to do that. I'm going to ask you to just do a handful of appointments in your first 30 days. Yeah, you can do it in 90 days, but I want to see you profitable quickly. And my question is going to be, will you commit to doing that in your first 30 days? Get a handful of people in your grid and get them a free proposal. The answer needs to be yes, or why would I work with you if you're not going to commit back to me, right? So the answer is yes. Look what happens here on the revenues. So we go from zero, right? We didn't do anything. We invested $499. We put our effort into a handful of appointments, and boom, we're profitable, and we're starting to have an impact on sequestering CO2. Then the conversation goes, all I want you to do is from that point forward, every month, commit to putting one appointment into your platform. Just one. Good? Great. So we put 11. That's a total of 11 more months left in the year. And we hit enter. Look at what happened to the profitability. You're over $3,100 in revenue just by doing a handful of appointments and one more every month. That's great. If that's where you're happy and you've got your investment back, let's go. But my request is going to be, will you commit to now coaching others to do the same thing? And that is, back up to the handful, help a handful of people get into the business side of this and coach them to do the very same thing that you did. So if you look, I'm outside, so I'm getting some gnats. I'm slapping them as I go. 5 plus 11 is 16. All you're going to do is get a handful of people and coach them to do the very same thing. So there's a 16 over here, okay? And with that, I'll put a handful, one. Look at what happens. Now, look at the revenue, look at the profitability, and look at what your monthly passive income is. It's the same as your initial investment. That is fate. That's destiny. That was not planned. It just worked out that way by getting a handful and a handful, okay? Where it really starts to come in is if you want to take this to a whole nother level and start to see replacement income, look at this on a full-time level, it's about duplication. That's taking that group of 5 people, handful, and coaching them to do the same thing. Have them get a handful of people. So those 5 each get 5, and watch what happens to the numbers. Now you're up to about 20 grand. Your monthly $1,500. That's enough for most people. If that's good for you, let's go. I'm going to coach you to get there. If you want to take it more steps forward, just keep duplicating. Keep getting people that will do the exact same thing that you did. And where I got to in my first year was right about this level here. That's helping just handfuls of people, help handful of people, handful of people. and you can get to a mid six-figure income. That may seem unachievable for some. What I want to do now is break it down and make it simple. And I'm going to stop screen share, and I'm just going to ask a question. If anybody is opposed to this answer, then I want you to say it. And that is, can you have one conversation a day, just one conversation a day about solar, getting someone to look at the benefits, just a conversation, they didn't commit, and then one conversation a day about looking at a video. Whether they didn't go through the whole process or not, it's just a conversation. Are you willing to commit to one conversation a day? If anybody's opposed to that, let me know. I didn't think so. That's one, right? It's one conversation per day, one about solar, one about the business. This is how simple this really is. So I can talk handfuls, or I can just narrow it down and say, it's one conversation every day. It's all you commit to. One conversation over here every day. And if you do that, I can show you that you can get on a path to that $26,000 per month to $50,000 per month by getting you on a fast track to executive advisor. Some of you might have heard about executive advisors and all the money they make and all that kind of good stuff. Well, it isn't easy, but it is. It's simple. One and one. That's how I got here. And now we're going to start coaching people how to do the same thing. So what I'm going to take you through quickly is what that drives you in the form of income and how simple it is. Let me pull up what's called a structured growth strategy. And this is it. Let me minimize this so it doesn't all show up at the same time. Bear with me. There we go. And here we go. And forgive the background, by the way. I'm over. My son just came back from college, so I'm excited to be here, waiting for him to finish watching the Celtics game. I'm from Boston, and I'm having a little party here at home. So here, I'm going to narrow it down like this, and then I'm going to scroll up. Okay? So I talked about these bonuses that get paid out. They're called lab bonuses. A lab bonus is when you help somebody achieve certified advisor. You get a bonus. As a brand new independent advisor, you receive $75 for helping someone, coaching somebody achieve certified advisor. Even though you may not be certified, you're still going to get paid $75 to help somebody else get certified. Once you hit certified advisor, you get $100 per person you help, plus the bonus money Matt talked about. So now you've got to get money in the mix that can get your return on investment. No, you're not making super fast money. You're making, at least a little bit to show you that this process works, right? But here's what happens when you're an executive advisor. You personally help somebody get into the business and coach them. You get $550 when they certify their position. $550. When I started and I replaced my 6 figures of income, we were getting paid $250. We're getting paid $550 now. The numbers are insane. Here's how it works. As an executive advisor, I bring somebody in the business, I get $550. But if you're an independent advisor and you bring somebody into the business, you get $75. I get the difference of the maximum amount that's available, which is $550, and what you've been paid. So I get $475. You're doing the work, you're getting $75, but I'm getting $475. Is that fair? Yes, it is, because I worked hard to get to this position, as you're going to work hard to get to this position, right? Because we want you to be the one who's getting the $550. That's the idea. You'll earn your way up by advancing through the ranks to independent, certified senior, and it's simple to do that if you follow a structured program. The average lab bonus you get is $400 across the whole team. Here's how it works. One conversation per day will result in one person coming on your team each week and one person getting a solar appointment. One a day equals one a week. That's the statistics that we have as a company to support that. So your goal, as you're in the business now, understanding this, is not, oh, I'm going to get up here to executive advisor. It is, I'm going to do this every single day because I know that if I follow that roadmap, I'm going to get to executive advisor. We've always had the path. We are communicating it to you now. How do you get there? One a day. So as an independent advisor, your goal then would be one a day, which will result in one a week. That means one appointment and one advisor. It stays the same through certified advisor. But what happens as you start to advance, you're building a grid of people. You're building a grid of appointments, and you're building a grid of advisors. What happens is that starts to get your personal activity, that's your active income, and that starts to build your grid activity, which is your passive income. You'll see that you're still doing one per week, but your grid is now getting 1 to 2, maybe even 3 appointments and 3 new advisors, because it's developing momentum. As you continue to see that momentum, you get to national advisor. Maybe that's 3 months in, 4 months in. You're still doing 1 per week. You're coached on that behavior. You're duplicating that behavior. Your grid is continuing to get their 1 per week, but you get 7, 10 people who are doing the same thing. So you're up at least 1 appointment being generated per day and at least 1 new advisor coming in every day. You're getting paid for appointments. You're getting paid for installs. You're getting paid for advisors who certify. That's the magic of this platform, the way that it's now been developed. And as you continue to grow 4, 6, 9, 12 months in, depends on what pace you work at, this is how you get on a pace and a momentum to get that $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month. All by basic math of 1 and 1. They all total up. They all gain in momentum. And now if you look at how that comes out financially, here's how it goes. Take a look at just the basic math. Now you can get more than 1. They can get more than 1. You can get 20 people who are doing the same thing. But I'm just keeping it simple. You got 5 people who have achieved national. You got 5 people who achieve senior. You got 5 people who are certified. And look at how it all starts to calculate out. It's a process of duplication. It's mathematical. And look at where you're at if you just use the basic statistics that we have as a company and how that can drive you between $26,000 and $50,000 per month. The better you are at converting, the better you are at coaching, we'll help you with that. The more that number can resonate as you grow. And I'm going to wrap up and take questions if there are, but the keys to doing that are always continue to recruit people into your personal grid. We call them frontline people, because you never know who that one person is going to be. I've got another Matt on my team called Matt Starziak. Matt received 2 big awards at Disruption. He was the first person I brought into business. I had no idea how good he was going to be. He brings in 2 people almost every single week into his business. The guy's taking $5,000, $6,000 checks home every week because he's consistently doing the same thing, and he's got the duplication that happens. So if you ever want to follow a model, his is 1. Just cut it down to 1, and you'll see how quickly that can duplicate. And then you launch people, kind of like what we're doing here. But what we want to do is we want to set the pace. We want to help you drive your enrollments, help you learn. Some people feel they have to learn everything before they engage. No. You launch, you learn, and you gain your knowledge while you're taking action. Otherwise, knowledge is useless. You really have to begin the process to gain that knowledge. And how we launch is there's not one size fits all, but they're critical to your success. You do a Zoom like this, you do a conference call, you do an in-person meeting, a coffee meeting, a breakfast, a lunch meeting. Talk to the 10 most likely people you want to see in this business with you, or the 10 people who will probably turn you down. Just start the conversation and get your confidence up. That's all it will take to be able to duplicate this process, to get you on this type of ratio where you can see the potential with simple math of being able to get anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 in monthly passive income. That's where it goes. So with that said, I'm going to come back if there's any questions. If not, I'll turn it back over to Matt. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Any questions for me?
Awesome. Thank you, Charles.
Pleasure.
I don't have a question. My feedback is that's the first time I've seen that, and I think it's so simplified. It's just getting better and better. And the fact that those are actually company-wide statistics, you know. What was the saying again? It was like 1 a day, one per week. I'm trying to remember.
1 day, 1 per week. You do one conversation a day is going to earn you 1 advisor and 1 appointment per week. And then you
Right.
do that behavior with each of those advisors, and it duplicates and gets you up to 1 a day as a national advisor with your team doing the grid work. That's the idea. And then you move on in momentum to executive advisor. And that's the key, is to be in momentum when you hit rank. Some people say, well, I'm going to really start working hard when I get to executive advisor. You go, wait a minute. Just start today. And when you get to executive, you'll be in momentum and that money will really start to flow. Don't wait for your heavy hitters until you're at executive. Do it now to get to executive.
Got it.
All right. Thanks for the opportunity of letting me be here, Matt. I'm going to leave this to you. I'm going to put my video off.
Sure.
But I'm going to go in and see my son.
All right. Did you stop the recording too, Charles?
No, sir, but I'll be happy to do so if you wish.
Okay. Yeah. Let's cut the recording. I think if there's no more questions, I think we could totally wrap this up, and this would be great content for future use. So thank you, Charles, for making time to be here. There it is, everybody. That's what it's about. That's what leadership is. So thank you again.
My pleasure, Matt.